take a little bit of crowd control. It worked so well for them.
Exactly.
Wow.
So, going for Towers of Doom. Is this a good idea?
That's a CE home turf, Tetra, isn't it?
Yes, it is. This is why my voice raised to the inflection of confusion. They've played this map once. Soa, what are you doing?
I mean, maybe they put in some extra hours on Towers of Doom in recent scrims and practice games, but see, they know how to play this match. They dominated SBT as well in the past year, and they looked extremely good. 5-1 is their current record. Really shows how well they have adapted to playing this battleground, which is not really a common sight in China at all. Even less so than in other regions, I feel.
I would say the same. So, we are loading into the draft here, and once again, CE continue this target ban strategy, removing the Ariel first. There's also the fact that Ariel is, even though she was only really nerfed, like she got slight adjustments on how her damage works. But overall, it was just the removal of a talent, I believe. Yeah. I think she actually got adjusted to how her energy is generated too.
Yeah, she generates it more quickly now. And after doing a little bit of playtesting myself on Ariel, I actually find her to be very, very powerful still. So, yeah.
That's where I hope you just become absolutely a destructive force. Yeah, if you're going to heal less often, you might as well heal a lot. And that is exactly what the new Ariel is about. I super dig it.
Absolutely.
Oh, a good start. Global potential right off the bat, and that potential second support. They could have done that instead of Darker, I've just realized. I completely forgot about Abatha. But yeah, they've got huge team fight potential now with a double Greymane already. Global soak potential in the form of that Abatha. And they have already taken away one of CE's best assassins. So far, much better drafting by Soa.
Oh yeah, I really do like Abatha on Towers of Doom in particular. Yeah. Well,
just deny it. Steal the Valor, pick the Uther, just really annoy them, just take away all the target picks, then just ban Muradin. Just be the biggest jerks you can be.
To be honest, I would do it. There might be also a chance for...
It's still Uther, Valor, Tassadar. Yeah. It's still an amazing combo. There's really no reason not to do that other than if Alufal's not comfortable on Uther. Nope, he's fine.
He's fine.
Oh, no Valor, though. No
that's
Valor.
Cool, though, because...
It is cool.
Stitches on this battleground has so much value for many, many reasons. Some of the most important ones are, it's a very tight, narrow map, so you can always predict where the enemies are probably going to be at roughly, thus increasing your hook accuracy by a large margin. Then, you can go for Gorge here in this battleground, gorge the enemy hook target, and then just disappear behind your bell towers, which are normally always kind of nearby. So, there are many things that a Stitches can bring to the table here, and even if Soa likes to pick the Vala now, that's just another squishy backliner for Stitches to hook at.
So, what are we going to see as the ban? Like you said, we already have that lockdown for the backline Stitches hooks. That is good. Potentially another tank to get some more. They're not going to go double tank, double. They can go double tank, double support. In fact, it's probably one of the highest win rate compositions we have in China.
Yeah.
To answer the question, why is Abatha a more popular pick in pro play than Hero League? The answer to that is very simply coordination and communication.
Exactly.
If you are able to ask for a hat as opposed to just spamming your limited 3 pings, then you're going to have a lot more interactions. You can decide when Abatha's going to join the fight a lot more efficiently than Abatha himself, who might be busy soaking a lane.
Exactly. Also, timing of the copy can be very crucial. Sometimes you want to help your targeted ally first by just dropping the head, giving a little bit more movement speed potentially, or a little bit of self-healing depending on which build you went for. And sometimes it's just best to just pop the copy right off the get-go, especially when your team is the one engaging and you want to have the double Greymane right from the bat. So, very, very good way of answering it, as Tetris said, is just the different level in communication and experience working together as a team.
Exactly, and Abatha's still an incredibly popular pick in Hero League, etc. at the higher levels of play, because there is an issue of a lot of at low levels people don't really understand when it's okay to fight with an Abatha. A little bit weird. It takes a little bit of game understanding. He's definitely one of the more interesting heroes in that way. Also, just realize that this Towers of Doom logo does not actually fit in the hexagon. So yeah,
unwatchable.
It extends too far to the left and right. I will send an angry letter to the manager. But yes, we need tanks for Soa, and they've already had one of the main healers denied. We're gonna see Uncle G on something new.
Yeah, Tetra, I can't unsee it now. Thank you very much for ruining my casting experience. No,
okay,
they needed a tank, and Illidan plus Muradin is definitely a very juicy front line. Both targets are also extremely good hat targets.
CE though going for that double tank, double support, and they're picking up the Tracer. Now this is likely going to be a Zuyu Tracer, and that's going to be awesome.
Yes.
It's going to be absolutely devastating if they can play this well.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. We have the Leoric coming into the fray here as well. Now, you might ask yourselves, guys, why Leoric? He's not really an Illidan counter. Shouldn't they have picked the likes of, let's say, I don't know, Arthas maybe? Yeah. The thing that Leoric brings to the table, though, is double soaking potentially. So you can really cause a lot of, map pressure with the 4-man roster and Stitches, most importantly, while Leoric, with the Royal Focus build, soaks up to 2 lanes at the same time. So mobility and soaking capabilities are a very important factor for Leoric players to pick that hero.
And the 1001 gods have sent the message out to Uncle G. Why have you abandoned us, our son? And he has said, I have not abandoned you, it's just everything else is banned. And he has picked up Karazim and is going back to the good old-fashioned hero. Let's see if he's able to play it as well as he used to. Whether it's going to be enough healing for Soa to be able to sneak out this victory against the Tracer.
He just wants to make them feel the wrath of Jitar. Hopefully you didn't get... hopefully you got that one. Uncle G, Tar.
I get it.
Feel the wrath. Okay, you got it. Okay, nice. No, but in all seriousness,
the 1001 gods bid you to continue.
No, I'm just really happy to see Uncle G back on the Karazim. Karazims in general, especially in China, are always such a blizz to follow because they could sometimes surprise you with an inside build, especially in Luful, but he has abandoned the ways of the 100 Fists, so we're going to have to be a little bit more patient for him. But which draft do you lean more forward to, Tetcher? Who has surprised and convinced you a little bit more?
Double tank, double support, Tracer with a Tassadar. Really no targeted lockdown, or not a lot of targeted lockdown from Soa. There should be a CE draft very easily. The only issue they're going to run into is Abathur Mines, which could be a huge pain for a Tracer composition.
True.
But they have Leoric to hopefully deal with those due to his insane health regen.
Here we go. Is Leoric going to be enough to deal with the Abathur? We're going to find out in a bit, guys. CE versus Soa, Game 2, coming right at you. And as we're being deployed to Towers of Doom, we're going to introduce CE in the blue trunks on the left-hand side. And representing them will be Alufal on the Uther, Wind on Stitches, KTY on Tassadar Paradise on Tracer, and Zuyu on Leoric.
And on the right-hand side, it is Soa, with Faye on Illidan, Uncle G on Karazim, TY on the Abathur, SparkBZ on Muradin, and Molly is on the Greymane. This is the only other ranged assassin he has played so far this season. So far, he's on a ratio of 2.
He is the anti-Mene, who will never play a mage and only sticks to the basic attackers. Although, sometimes Greymane can be played like a mage, kind of, with a poking style, ability damage. Oh, Uncle G.
He's out. He's out. Getting those dashes. Even got a little Abathur shield. Was able to survive, but that was very close.
Very close indeed, and that's exactly what Stitches is so dangerous here. I mean, the middle lane is probably one of the more spacious areas of the battleground, but once you start diving and rotating towards the altar locations here, you can really see a couple of choke points, a couple of bushes where good Stitches players will sometimes blind hook to. So I expect a lot of big plays coming from Wind, but Soa, they're on an aggressive path here. Holy cow.
They really are. We're seeing Wind taking huge damage. Shield from Taz.
No way.
Isn't enough? No, it isn't. Faye, the relentless chase. Paradise is the one on the Tracer, by the way, which I am actually super okay with due to his performance last time on Sonya, which means we get to see Zuyu Leoric, so Zuyu in Tombs, which sounds quite exciting. And they are going for the double lane soak as bot lane gets crushed by Soa, using their early game advantage thanks to that huge Illidan push potential.
Yeah, very nicely done, and you can really see how Paradise on the Tracer, one of the few heroes who's able to sort of keep up on mobility with Illidan. Tracer can actually outchase and outrun an Illidan who's low on HP, so that is definitely going to be a nice duel to keep an eye out for. And as you said, really cool role swap here. Paradise was normally the secondary tank or melee assassin player, going for the ranged assassin kind of, although Tracer is also, you know, sometimes combining melee assassin elements because she needs to get close to their targets in order to damage them. And Zuyu playing the secondary bruiser, secondary tank on Leoric, who is going for reanimation, by the way, at level 1.
Yes, he is, and that is fine. He's doing the double lane rotation. He is taking mid and top. So he's able to soak 2 lanes worth of globes. Wind, once again, having problems. That big old Stitch's body getting blocked. And that is what we in the business call too deep. As we do see a easy kill onto Illidan there, evening up the kill count to 1-1. Lira continuing his solo laning, his duo laning, I guess, potentials with the royal focus. And also able to sneak away the enemy shots. He's going to grab his own as well. They get all 3? CE, please! So what's going on? As we do see Swin again in trouble, but they kill off Greymane instead. Now Spark BZ's out of position. It's a massacre. Someone pick up 2 kills and all 3 altars.
Well, set sail for the 40-0 if it continues like that, ladies and gentlemen. But KTY, is that his 500th takedown? I think it is.
I assume so.
Congratulations, my man. That is a very impressive record. And KTY, oftentimes we don't give him enough credit, I feel, because he's an absolute veteran in HGC China. He's been playing throughout all 3 seasons, Hot's Lady, then 2 seasons now for the team of CE, and he's been doing so much work for his teams respectively.
He's also got to the point where before when he was the newest member to CE, we were worried that he was potentially a weak link. Now we don't even mention him because of how consistently good he is. He is just consistently shields, heals, and automobiles with whatever comp he needs to be in, and has always fit in. Wind is having a very similar problem here as he's getting focused down. Tas, do it! Not in time! No shield, it's dropped onto Paradise instead, so they can try and turn around. Illidan has gone again to the location known as Too Deep, as CE attempt to turn around, but their health bars are too low. Actually, they're still going.
Yeah.
Camera? Oh, Amethyr died. Thank you, camera.
Okay.
But yeah, they're not able to get the kill. Cocktail nearly finishes off Paradise. Current kill count 5-2. How did Amethyr die? What did Leo do? How did Zuyu has managed to beat a Dahaka with Chromie and has now managed to kill an Amethyr in lane with Leoric.
I mean, Royal Focus and the Lingering Apparition certainly helps. You have a longer time on you. I think he just literally dived in behind the enemy bell tower, just killed the slug, and Wraith walked back out. I think that's what happened.
It'd be impressive if he did. I wish we could have seen it. But either way, Zuyu, is there anyone he cannot win a lane against? Paradise moves in for the risky play. He wants that 40-0. First shot's taken already in bot lane. The top shots at top are being delayed, but not denied. Zuyu moves in. Gets the denial with a single little tap of his laser, but it looks like they are going to give up the. No, they're not giving up the shots, but they are going to lose to Tassadar here. Amethyr has died again.
Yeah, look at Leoric. we saw him. We saw him behind the bell tower once again. He used his Wraithwalk to go in, and now goes back to safety. I mean, they're still going to lose this altar, but swag points for CE and Zuyu in particular. He's the slug's nightmare.
Rip of the 40-0 dream. Zuyu holds the top and mid lanes in absolute dominating fashion. We see a gank attempt. Not gonna happen. Lingering Apparition. They nearly catch up to him. Actually, they do catch up to him. Not sure why he didn't go behind the gate there.
No, because Greymane was there and the cocktail would have killed him 100%.
Yeah,
so
fair enough. Instead, it's able to get the kill. You can see there, gates down. TY has already been punished twice. And this is not going well, but now Sora starting to play more aggressive with the death of the Yorick. They know they're going to have a man advantage due to Amethyr. Good hook on Fade. Laser is enough for the kill. And Tracer is still alive, gets a shield, and begins working on Molly. It's Amethyr Greymane versus Tracer Tassadar. But the cheating Stitch is joining in for the hand. And there's that Zuyu Entomb. Uncle G teleports into his death. Sorry, dashes into his death.
Trying to go for a Merry Day here, using every dash to get closer to his opponent. But, of course, Tassadar KTY was too healthy still, nowhere near at the brink of death here. So once again, a beautiful team fight for CE, and you have to also give credit to Zuyu being extremely patient with that Entomb, waiting until there was no target left behind Uncle G that he could dash to. Just beautifully played overall, and CE is taking full command over this game of Towers of Doom.
Leoric just heads back up to his rotation. Big old set of minions in that top lane for him to soak. Fight down in bot lane. Molly gets destroyed. Good Divine Storm from Alufal. Uncle G, though, is still able to flee. And SparkBZ stays safe as well. Good hook, never mind. I take that back. Beautiful hook by Wind. Shuts down that sentence. And then now they're going to be able to take these sappers and potentially guide them in.
So, I do want to highlight the map awareness from KTY here, and the fact that he remained calm and collected and did not panic when he was surrounded by enemies. He did not go for the most obvious flight path, which would have been to the left, to the west, but instead he realized, hey, my mates are doing the mercenary camp up north, I'm just gonna go there and bait the enemy team right into it.
Double Illidan putting on the pressure. KTY was taking some damage but is able to back out. First bomb lands on Faye, the clone, the real Illidan here, who is able to survive. Abathur needs to be careful where he's standing, as usual. The sappers made their way in by themselves, as we are seeing the fight over these altars. Paradise takes huge damage, gets that heal, needs to get those auto attacks off to get those leashing plasma value. As Leoric has still just not joined here. Beautiful hook by Uncle, as he gets taken out.
That was so well played too.
I mean, it come from above.
I don't even know what's going on for CE. They're all over the place. Tracer's just going ham on the Greymane. Molly not having a good day. The Divine Storm hitting 3 people and saving Alufal's life and the one of his allies as well. But Wind, so much value with that Putrid Bowel. But so why did you chase after him? You're getting slowed so much. You're taking damage over time. And as a result, Uncle G on the Karzim was such an easy hook target as well because he was slowed so much. So on the one hand, CE is playing this like a charm. On the other hand, Soa is making an unusual amount of mistakes here, Tetra.
Yes, they are. They are not doing so well here. So look at this. Alufal comes around from behind, from the Sapper camp area. He went all the way around the long way to get to this position to do a beautiful Divine Storm with almost no health left. Drops the Divine Storm. Trace has already killed off one. Illidan actually dies to the Holy Fire. And finally, Muradin went down as well. This is just absolute domination.
So cool to see as well for the shield prioritization from KTY. Despite Uther being close to, I don't know, 10% health in total, he still used his last plasma shield on Tracer to make sure that the Greymane would have died. And even if Uther had fallen, even if Alufal had died, the Uther trade value would have been through the roof. So it's really cool to see how KTY goes for the super aggressive shield plays rather than saving people like Uther who still get value even if they end up falling.
Entomb is whiffed, Zuyu Blizz, but in he comes for a big swing, doing huge damage. 7-sided strike, not getting the value. Why no palm? As we see TY denied. Down goes Mura. Only the slug alive who has retreated to the bot lane. Not the safest place for you. That's where the sappers come in. But you
know what? I think Abathur at this stage doesn't really want to go anywhere near the Beltars because he realizes Zuyu is just going to catch me over and over again. He's going to catch me like a Pokemon, and I am no longer willing to give my life in this game.
Yeah, for now though, Zuyu's just clearing the lane. Second he sees that Locust though. Is Abathur in the base? I'm pretty sure he's in the death zone, but I don't think he's in the base. Gonna have a quick pause here. Potentially a little bit of lag from the teams, but we already saw there were 2 altars spawning in the top 2 in the top lane.
Right.
This is rough for Soa right now. Not the 40-0 dream, but absolute devastation coming in so far. I'm curious as to whether Zuyu has completed reanimation, but I'm also pretty confident that at this point it doesn't matter because he's not dying. It's only really about the health regen at this point.
Exactly. I don't think Zuyu has ever really needed the reanimation, but it's nice to have, you know, just in case one of his Abathur hunts go a little bit wrong, if he goes in a little bit too deep, but so far that did not really happen, ladies and gentlemen. We're diving right back into the action here. Soa, with their backs against the wall here, they only have 1 Beltar left standing. If that one falls, well, they're going to take permanent damage from those core shots.
Yes, they are, and that is going to be a potential problem. You see that now, just
oh boy, how do you want to go into this?
Into the death zone.
Yeah.
What can you do about this? The ult's up. They're not even taking it. They're just going to win the fight. As we see, in comes the clone Illidan. Real Illidan is caught in a Psy Storm. Could not mount up, so has to just come in with no health and gets removed. Down goes Greymane, trying to jump in
for the future battle value.
Well. Fuck BZ. Like you said, the future power value, and he doesn't even die! Survives the fight. Those shots will go in. It's going to be exactly 6 shots, and that is GG. And CE take game number 2 and the 2-0.
Well played once again by CE. Quick, clean, and crisp. That's how they dismantled Soa, a straight-up contender when it came to the 2nd spot, but they have now lost it, whereas CE are looking stronger than ever in this season, and they will need all the momentum they can muster, because their participation at BlizzCon is not safe just yet. However, Soa, this was probably their weakest series we've seen all season long. I mean, it's still nice to see how far they've come, but they need to recollect and carefully analyze today's series.
Yes, they do, but CE back on form. Challenge once again back on top. Now it's down to RPG to potentially take. We're back to how we were last season, of teams having to take points off SPT for CE to have the chance of catching up. And this is the difference between CE, who apparently are slow starters every season, and SPT, who are consistent in their very quick starting time, only taking the 1-1 versus Hot's Lady so far. Oh, and Soa actually. So yeah, a couple points have been taken.
RPG
so
too, I think.
Have the potential
not this season. Not this season, but last season. Yeah.
Yes, but this season it's only been against Soa and Hot's Lady. So yeah, as long as CE are able to consistently keep these 2-0s up, they have a reasonable chance to catch up. They only did 1-1s in the first week, whereas SPT did get 1-2-0. So it's very much down to if one other team can take a 1-1 versus SPT, then CE are going to have a chance to catch up.
And I've heard very scary stories about Melody C being able to play Medivh again yesterday. Unfortunately, wasn't able to watch the series and the games, but when I hear those two terms, Medivh and Melody C, you know, it gives me the chills, and I do not want to be in the shoes of the enemy team in that game.
Very much agreed. Medivh, still one of those heroes who everyone agrees is really, really strong, but we don't see too often just due to the kind of compositions he can work with, the amount of team execution it takes to pull him off.